Hey, good morning. This is Anthony. Thanks for watching 39 Below TV. Today's video is going to be on, yes, it's another drive-in vid, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's going to be on the top 4 or 5, I don't know yet, whatever, it's going to be off the top of my head. Things that I did right selling on eBay when I first started. I'm going to jump right into it, so let's get to it. The first thing that I did right was understanding that I needed a financial float. I did a video on this a while back, had some really good reviews on it. Financial float means you develop, or you acquire, develop, have whatever it is, cash that you put into your business account that you use to float your inventory, float if you have hires, float for your own pay. So what I did was when I first started, I had a financial float, which I used. It can be as low as $1,000 that you use to go out and buy your initial batch of inventory. And then as you sell that, you replenish your float, and you might buy $500 of inventory. You might assume that you're going to sell $500 worth of stuff, so or $500 profit. So there's your $1,000. You pay yourself $5. Your inventory is $5, and you don't want to assume, but if that's your statistics, just for the sake of this video here. And then as you sell, you replenish back your float, and then next month you do it again. And as you expand, you need to expand your float. So that was the first thing that I did. Second thing was social media. The god of all gods. I got on there early. I've been involved with this for a decade. I think social media has really hit the scene heavy about the last 3, 4, 5 years. And it's it's picking up steam day over day with the new apps that are out there and everything. And yeah, so I've been on it for a while, looking at it. Man, even back in the day of MySpace and Friendster. I'm sure you guys remember that. Napster in itself was kind of the same thing. That was a long time ago, but yeah, that was definitely something that I did early on, which was beneficial to us as we progressed on later. I'm just thinking again off the top of my head. Number 3 was picking. I developed a pretty good sense of picking early on. I always had the mentality, and if you listen to an interview I did with Luke, what I say about picking is, if you wouldn't give it to somebody that you care about, like your mother, father, friend, or something, the item that you pick, then why resell it? So why pick up a piece of shit item only to flip it and try to make a few bucks? Go out and pick those right items. So I had that sense. It's something that I wouldn't want myself or to give to somebody else. I didn't bother with it. So I developed that early on. I also developed that eye. When you go into the stores, you kind of know what you're looking for. When you see those sale items, those tag items, when you're on garage sales, you developed an instinct for it. And I got that pretty early on, because I was always intrigued by it. I always did it for a hobby before I realized that I can make a living on this. So yeah, so I had that instinctive eye, that's what you call it, for it. So I think that was a factor as well. Trying to think of some more here. But let me go back first off to that financial flow. I know there's probably going to be a lot of questions. I don't have the money and all that. Put some comments below about that, and I'll do another video on that if you want. Or if you have questions, go to our Facebook page, 39 Below TV. Throw them up on there, and I'll be more than happy to help you understand more about the financial flow, because that is really important, especially as you expand. So anyway, that leads me to my next one. Might end here at 4, but the 4th one was I had an understanding of that I'm not gonna score big in the beginning stages, but I had the mentality where I didn't business plan out. I don't really believe in business plans, but I did have a focus where I leaned forward a couple of years out, and I said, you know what, this is how I'm going to develop it. This is how I'm going to scale it. And as I went through the stages, I got uncomfortable. It was an uncomfortable, nervous feeling. I don't know if you feel that. It's anytime that you start to do something new, or a problem becomes new to you, or the complaints are coming in. I just did a video on that. The complaints, all that stuff is new, and it's uncomfortable. When you start feeling those feelings, the uncomfortable, that's growth. That's growth. That's happening. You have to press through that, and you have to take those complaints and compliments and everything that's happening and respond to it, in a bad or a good way, or different. But you have to keep progressing through. And hold on, I'm just looking at this card here. Bankers Life and Casualty Company, Quincy Shahada, 1-800-680-1050. Call them. Get your Bankers Life quote. So anyway, that was on the card. See that? Caught my attention. It was pretty good advertising. But the number's on there, so call, dude. Maybe do a prank call. But no, I'm kidding. But anyway, back to what I was saying was, yeah, you know, I also knew when I started that I was going to scale, and I wrote down and I logged down and I researched and I studied hard, and that's maybe the fifth one is I read more books probably in 1 month than the average person reads all year. I mean, I search. I'm on Amazon constantly looking at books. I'm probably buying your guys' books, so you know I look for those books. I educate myself, but I always knew. Back to what I was saying, I always knew that I wanted to scale, and I developed a way to do a process of how I was going to scale. When I hired someone, I'm going to have logbooks down. I have these binders set. I have checklists of how I want the picking to be done, how I want my photos to be done, how I want them to list. And I would literally have them check off. Well, this is what we do now. Everyone checks. It's a checklist. They check off. They initial. Check initial. Check initial. At the end of the day, the books are logged, and that's ultimately, you know, if things are done well, they get bonuses. And I'm not going to get into that, but it's based off of the processes that I did years and years ago for the expansion. So I had that in my mindset too. I knew I was going to expand. It just was a matter of how, and I put together processes. But the processes weren't mechanical. I mean, in a sense it was, but it was human based. It was sorry, I'm just turning this over here. Just the sunlight is killing me. Yeah, they were very human based. They were very you know, off of how I would do it, then I just replicated that. So anyway, those are 4 or 4.5. I think I threw another one in there about books, education. You know, I always preach, watch these videos. Yeah, I really enjoy you guys watching the videos that I'm making, the videos that other people are making. There's some great videos that are out there. And, you know, I always say get as much education as you can, because the more education you have, the better you're going to be. You know, the more stronger you're going to be within your niche. Don't just educate yourself on business or finances or accounting or taxes. You know, understand the buyer, the psychology of that buyer. I believe that is probably the key to success, you know, within any kind of business, especially e-commerce, because you don't have that one-on-one. They're not walking inside of your shop where you can connect. As people are now calling it knee-to-knee. It's still eye-to-eye to me, but it's knee-to-knee to a lot of businesses. And, you know, when you can't really connect on that level. So if you understand the psychology of why they're buying, how they're buying, and you figure out ways to connect with them in a digital way, I think you're going to succeed a lot better. So anyway, sorry my motivation is a little bit down, a little tight. I'm getting back from a workout, so I got to shave and clean up. I got an appointment this morning at 11 o'clock and doing some networking. And that's also another thing that I did right. I networked with a lot of people. There's BNI groups, there's chambers, and, you know, and I also found, oh, here, let me throw another one out there. What I did right is I found the connections, meaning like those laundromats that I talk about. You find out about the laundromats, the churches, the pastors, you know, everyone that gets free. Think of who gets free stuff and connect with those people and find ways to help them, give them the value, give them value first, value, and they're going to want to reciprocate, meaning they'll consign through you, or they'll give you stuff that they're not selling. It's amazing the stuff that you'll get back when you give a tremendous amount of value. So anyway, all right, well, that's about it. Terry, if you're listening to this video, I'm going to post this up today. I'll be talking to you tonight at 6 p.m. It's Wednesday, so I'll be talking to you tonight at 6 p.m. Terry just joined our elite group, and we're going to be chatting about her eBay and Amazon and questions she has and getting her rolling, and yeah, get all that good stuff going. So I'll talk to you tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone else, have a great day. Any questions or comments, go on my Facebook, 39 Below TV. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And I'll see you all on the flip side. Time for me to get a shower. I'm stinky. Bye.